Good morning, my viewers. Good morning, my subscribers. It's Mr. Chus, and here is Council Slams. For those of us who are just coming on our way the first time. There is something I want to talk about. There's something I want to talk about. There was this video I did about managing of cannibalism far from aside sorting. So I said something about making sure you pump your water, making sure you are able to pump your water to a certain level that you can quickly feed to avoid them attacking each other, because whenever you flush water, they are always mad to eat. They are always mad to eat, so they attack anything, they eat anything they see. That was what I said in that very video. And somebody left a comment. Somebody said he thought that when you flush water, after pumping, you have to leave them for 1 hour before you feed. That if you feed before 1 hour, that they will vomit. That is what I want to talk about. My brother, that is why in business or in livestock farming or whatsoever, you try to do new things. When you are having a problem, you try to figure out, how do I solve this problem? How do I make it not to occur again? So that is it. When you feed fish during pumping, that is when you are pumping and you decide to fish, you decide to feed, you just off the tap, give them few minutes, and then feed. They do not vomit. They do not vomit. As long as the water level will be okay for them to eat, they do not vomit. They don't vomit at all. The only thing that is bad is that after feeding, you leave the water level like that. Fishes can only vomit their feed when the water level is very, very low, and you leave it like that, and you allow the sun to rise on them. You allow the sun to rise while that water remain like that. So your fishes must vomit the feed. They must vomit. That is just it. As long as the water level is low and the sun rises on them, they must vomit it. That is the only experience I've had regarding to that aspect. Then another thing that makes your fishes to vomit is dirty water. When your water is dirty, and you know that when your water is dirty and they don't eat more of the feed, but even if they eat, later you will come and then you see that is when it's extremely dirty. You see that they have reduced the feed they ate. So that also uh, contribute to fish vomiting their food. And another thing is, after feeding, they don't need anything like threat. They don't need anything like threat. So you pumping in water is not a threat. After feeding, you are pumping in water is not a threat. They are used to it. They are used to it. When you look at, there are some pond that has something like fountain. There are some people that can construct something like fountain inside the pond. Some use it for fun. So it's just like that. So they are used to the water coming in. So it's not a problem. It's not a threat. What is a threat to them is that after feeding, maybe you open the tap, that is, you start discharging water, is a threat to them. Once they begin, they will not vomit at that initial time, but when the water begin to get lower than they can handle, you see them being uncomfortable, they vomit. And other threats like something that bring fear into them. So after feeding, they don't need anything like fear. They don't need anything like fear. It will make them vomit their food. Likewise, the bird that we do, broilers, threat to them even make you lose some of your birds when there is a threat. As there are broilers in here now. Once there is a bird that flies by, you see all of them, they run to one side. They feel threatened. They run to one side. And in that process, if they are not, if the thing is too severe, you see that at the end of the day, before the next 1-2 hours, you lose a bird. So the threat is the major problem. So threat is a problem to fish regarding to them vomiting their food. You don't need to make them feel unsafe. So anything that makes them feel unsafe makes them to vomit their feed. So that is it. Whenever you feed, after feeding, even if you feed at a very low water level, make sure you increase that water level. If you leave it like that, you are in trouble. You are wasting your feed. They will definitely vomit, because once the sun rises on them, they will vomit feed. Not all, they don't vomit all, but they will vomit almost 40 to 50% of it. You understand? So if you are the type that your pond is not firm enough that you can increase the water level, please do something like this. As you can see, the pond is firm. It's being held with cement on the ground. So don't allow your tarpaulin pond to just be like that, and the legs are opening, that if you raise the water level, the pond can collapse. So that is the major problem so many of us have. So when you have a very low water level, it's a problem to your fish, both in their growth and otherwise. Thank you all very much, and God bless you. If you have anything to say regarding to this, please reach us at 08067865115. God bless you all.